Hello everyone and welcome to another anime figure unboxing and review. I'm Polen and today I'm unboxing Nendoroid 2B, Nendoroid number 1475. This is a character from the video game NieR Automata. This figure was produced by Good Smile Company and she was released in February 2021. So, as standard, on the front of the box is the Nendoroid number, character name, a picture of the Nendoroid, and a window through which you can see the figure and some accessories. Here's one side of the box with two pictures of the Nendoroid. On the back of the box there are three pictures of the Nendoroid and some information. Here's the other side of the box with two more pictures of the Nendoroid. Here's the top of the box. And here's the bottom of the box. Now let's open the box and take out the figure. The interior of the box has this silver color. As standard, there's an instruction in English and Japanese. So, here are all the parts that come with this Nendoroid. There are 2B's hair pieces and a blindfold. She gets only two face plates, one with her standard expression, and one with her combat expression. Here's her torso piece. If you were wondering, her upper torso and lower part of her dress can't be separated. Here's her hips piece with a pair of straight legs and a pair of bent legs. As you can see, her legs are on ball joints. And if you didn't know what these T-shaped plastic pieces are for, their purpose is to stop the holes in the legs from shrinking. 2B gets two different pairs of shoulder pieces, a pair of straight arms, a pair of bent arms, and a pair of arm extension parts. 2B gets a pair of open hands, two different right hands for holding her swords, a left hand for holding her swords, a left hand for holding her black box, and here you can also see her black box. 2B's accessories include her two swords, Virtuous Treaty and Virtuous Contract, Tactical Support Unit Pod 042, and two effect parts for her swords. And as standard, there's a base plate with a support piece and an extra neck joint. There's also a support piece for the Pod 042 and an extra end piece for the figure's support. This one is for displaying 2B with her swords at her back. Now let's put her in some poses. Here's the first pose. In this one 2B has her faceplate with her standard expression and the blindfold over her eyes. She has a straight right arm and a bent left arm, both with open hands, straight legs, and her two swords connected to her back. If you didn't know, her blindfold connects to the front hairpiece with a small peg, so it won't fall off unintentionally. It's much better than, for example, the eye patch of Nendoroid Alice Synthesis 30 that was just sitting loosely between Alice's faceplate and her front hairpiece. The paint on this Nendoroid is perfect. I didn't find any paint mistakes, paint errors or paint transfer issues. Here's the next pose. In this one, 2B has her faceplate with her combat expression without the blindfold. 2B still has a straight right arm, but in her right hand she's holding her sword, Virtuous Treaty. And she still has her bent left arm with an open hand, but with a different shoulder piece. She has a straight right leg and a bent left leg. And 2B still has her other sword at her back. Like I showed you before, 2B has two different right hands for holding her swords. The difference between them is that one hand will hold a sword straight up, while the other will lean forward. In this next pose, 2B has her faceplate with her standard expression, but this time without the blindfold. 2B has both straight arms with a left open hand, and in her right hand she's this time holding her other sword, Virtuous Contract. She again has both straight legs, and on her right side is her tactical support unit, Pod 042. The arms on Pod 042 can move up and down, the pod's right arm can move 180 degrees, and the left arm can move 90 degrees. Here's another pose. In this one, 2B has her faceplate with her combat expression with her blindfold. She again has both straight arms, but this time with different shoulder pieces. In her left hand she's holding her sword Virtuous Treaty, and in her right hand she's holding her sword Virtuous Contract. Both swords have effect parts attached. And 2B has a pair of bent legs. As you can see, 2B's hands for holding her swords have an open hand design. On Nendoroid's Alice and Rem, I had problems with this design, because their accessories would constantly fall out. Fortunately, I can say that this is not a problem for this Nendoroid, as 2B's hands are holding her swords firmly. Here's the next pose. In this pose, 2B has again her faceplate with her standard expression and the blindfold. She has both straight arms, but with two different shoulder pieces. An open right hand and a left hand holding her black box. She has a straight right leg and a bent left leg. I really love that 2B has legs on ball joints. They make her legs super easy to move and to pose. In this next pose, 2B again has her faceplate with her combat expression and with the blindfold. 2B has a straight right arm with the other shoulder piece, and in her right hand she's again holding her sword, Virtuous Contract. She has a bent left arm with also the other shoulder piece and an open left hand. She still has a straight right leg and a bent left leg. And she also has her other sword connected to her back. And here's the last pose. In this one, 2B once again has her faceplate with her standard expression and the blindfold. She has a straight right arm with an open hand, and a straight left arm with her left hand holding her sword, Virtuous Treaty. She has her other sword at her back and both straight legs. And in the front there's also pod 042 on its support piece. Overall, I think that 2B is a very cute and awesome Nendoroid. The paint is perfect, she's pretty easy to pose. I love that her legs are on ball joints, her hands are holding her swords well, she has a good amount of arm and leg pieces, and the tactical support unit pod 042 is nice. The biggest downside of this Nendoroid is that she has only 2 faceplates. Also, the support piece that is holding her swords at her back looks to be made out of 2 plastic pieces. Unfortunately, they aren't fully connected and there is a tiny gap between them. I should also mention that I was planning on doing this review much earlier, but after I unboxed this Nendoroid, I noticed that one of her left shoulder pieces was actually a right shoulder piece. If you're wondering how I noticed that, it's because all shoulders, arms, hands and leg pieces are labeled if they are right or left. Anyway, I reported to AmiAmi support that I got an incorrect shoulder piece with my Nendoroid and had to wait for 5 weeks for them to send a replacement. But still, I like this Nendoroid a lot and I can recommend her to every fan of NieR Automata. And that's my unboxing and review of Nendoroid 2B from the game NieR Automata. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, please give it a like and tell me in the comments what do you think about this figure. I am posting a new video almost every week, so please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my anime figure unboxings, reviews and other videos. Also, if you want, you can add me on my figure collection, and if you'd like to see pictures of my figures and Nendoroids, you can check my Instagram. Links in the description.